Apple was established on April 1st, 1976, making this April that just passed its 20-year anniversary. It was established by three men: Steve Jobs, Steve Wozniak, and Ronald Wayne. They established the company in order to sell a personal computer kit. It is said that Wozniak and Jobs had owned 45% of the company after they had established it, and the remaining 10% belonged to Ronald Wayne. Jobs and Wozniak were both young with little to no assets, and Wayne had personal assets that he did not want to risk. Because he did not want to risk these assets, he sold his share of the company back to Jobs and Wozniak for $800. It is said that the percentage he sold back to Wozniak and Jobs for $800 today would be worth around $3 billion. In the 20 years that Apple has been around, they have been able to obtain a very large market share of the technology industry. They have been able to do so by coming out with new, innovative products every single year that seem to have better and better features year by year. In August of 1998, Apple released its first version of the iMac computer. This computer was said to put to rest some of the failures that Apple had in trying to enter the PDA market earlier in their development. Year after year, the iMac has continued to improve, as it has gone from a much thicker and bulkier design to a more sleek, thin design. As well as its exterior appearance, the iMac has continued to get faster and perform better. In 2001, the iMac underwent its most notable improvement. This was the year that OS X was released, the new operating system for the iMac. It was a much improved version of OS 9. OS X was able to appeal to both professionals and consumers. This operating system was able to offer a streamlined user experience with a simplified graphical user interface, as well as harnessing the power of Unix. The duo of the iMac and Operating System X returned Apple to profitability, but that was not the end of their innovative ideas that they would give to this world. Later in 2001, Apple released their portable digital audio player, which they named the iPod. As the years went on, the iPod continuously improved in both appearance and in performance. Aside from moving to a sleeker, more thin design, the iPod also switched over to a touchscreen interface, as well as adding gigabytes of memory to each model. As well as adding the iPod to their portfolio, they created a series of laptops called MacBooks. In 2010, Apple introduced their first tablet, the iPad, which started the race for hardware and software companies to build the best tablet out there. Over the last 5 years, Apple has seen tremendous growth in sales and revenues. In 2011, they sold $108.60 billion worth of revenue. In the time from 2011 to 2015, sales jumped up to a whopping $231.28 billion. Also during this time, Apple's gross income jumped from $44.52 billion in 2011 to $89.03 billion in 2015. In this 5-year time period, Apple has been able to keep its gross profit margin up over 37.2%. After seeing the numbers that Apple has put up over the last several years, it is easy to see that they are going to continue to grow in revenues and profits for the next several years to come. I can make this prediction confidently, not only because of the numbers that Apple produces, but also because of their new innovative ideas that they seem to come up with every single year. No matter how great we think their products are, they always find a way to improve them in a new, innovative way. Aside from these facts, personally, I believe that Apple Inc. is one of the best technology businesses out there, if not the best. I can say this because I have personally used their products and am a very loyal customer to Apple, as well as me being a loyal customer to them. Many of my friends and pretty much all of my family are Apple users. Every Apple product that comes out or has came out, I have either used or seen in use in person. Whenever Apple comes out with a product or even a product idea, the hype that goes around the product is ridiculous. With all that I have learned about Apple and their previous success, it would be hard for me to predict anything else but continuous raises in revenue and profit.